All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit record and we are going.
Oh, we're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for hopping on our Facebook Live. I asked Jeff to come on to help us all out in this crazy time by telling us 3 secret, super awesome ways that we can leverage virtual assistants to generate revenue in our business. So, Jeff, welcome.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
All right. Well, I am going to sit back and learn along with everybody else. And go ahead and take it away, man.
Sweet. Well, first and foremost, really excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And if there's anything that you're going to learn today with these 3 secrets that aren't very secret, is that there's lots of different ways to leverage a virtual team to do things for you. And you're going to learn a little bit about how to optimize your life. You're going to learn how to grow your brand, and you're also going to learn how to leverage a virtual assistant to increase your sales, which probably people like to do. You like money? I like money. All right. Michelle's nodding. Yes, yes. So I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I see that's common all the time is that everyone's either overworked, they're usually doing everything themselves, they're trading time for money, and they're on the cusp. They're just one really bad client away from a burnout. And I don't know about you, but for me, I've definitely had clients that I was tired of working with, doing way too much, 14, 16 hours a day. And one of the things too is that we've been told a lie. We've been told a lie. You've heard, and I work with Grant Cardone, and even for me, when I see the hustle brand that goes out there, how you're kind of like looked down upon, like, oh, everyone's going out and taking a vacation and whatever. I'm working, man. So that's the thing. The hustle is everything. If you're not getting results, it's because you're not working hard enough. That's what people tell you. If you're not successful in life, it's because you're not working hard enough. That's a huge myth. That's a lie. Okay. And if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself. All 3 of these are lies. All 3 of these are lies. And the sad part is all 3 of these lies hold you back from really unlocking your true potential and doing what you're actually put here by God or whatever you believe in here on this earth to do. I'm going to share with you an example. And hopefully, I don't know how Zoom works. Usually there's a white box that's empty. My head would be inside there. That's why it's there. But hopefully it looks okay. But this is Kathy, and she says up there that she's one of my clients, but actually I don't use that word anymore. She's one of my partners. And it's very interesting when you have that mindset shift, how we partnered to really help streamline her life. A little bit about her: she's a highly successful entrepreneur. She's a mother to 7 children, and she has 2 French bulldogs that she got from me. We're beyond, when I say partners, I mean we really work a lot together. She's buying dogs from me. Okay. She's the host of the podcast Go Big or Go Broke. She's had incredible people on there, like the founders of Digital Marketer, Roland Frazier. I happen to have been on her podcast, just saying. She's also a CEO and visionary, co-founder, her and her husband, of the Quality Customer QCSS, Customer Service and Sales, which is a U.S. call center that's helped generate millions of dollars for her clients. So despite being successful, she's got bigger goals. She wants to be able to scale her business to help more people. She wants to build a legacy for her children. She wants to work hard, but at the same time, not miss out on watching her kids grow up and actually enjoying that time instead of just watching them from a distance. And she's got challenges. She didn't really know how to successfully outsource and delegate in a way that didn't cost her a horrendous amount of time. And for Kathy, it was just easier for her to do it herself than to find someone to do it for her. Does that sound familiar? A lot of us are doing a lot of things because it's just easier to do it ourselves, or at least that's the type of stuff that we have. So now, before I get into exactly how we've optimized her life, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have been all over the place with the coronavirus right now. Not going anywhere. I think I've been stuck in the house for 27 days. I have a 7-year-old and a 15-month-old. I do have an issue right now. We're on the 4th week of homeschooling. I have a little bit of a dilemma. I have not been able to successfully understand how to get a student transferred out of my class. If anyone knows, let me know. The 7-year-old's killing me. The 15-month's cool. He just, he doesn't talk yet. So I've spoken on amazing stages. I've been on radio and TV. I was on the official, ClickFunnels podcast. I've been on Influencive. I speak for, some really incredible people. Here's the thing. I have an amazing wife, 2 sons. I have a successful business called VA Staffer, which at the end, I might tell you a little bit more about. But it's funny because actually when this slide set was made, it says 50 VAs. I now have 70 plus VAs on my team. So the slide's a little dated, but I'm a project manager by trade. I'm a procedure guy. That's my love language. I love procedures. Most people don't. So I'm going to share with you some ways to use some of the stuff I love that you probably don't either. And we're going to talk about that a lot. We're going to talk about doing stuff you love and getting rid of things that you hate. Okay. It's a very, very powerful story here. So for me, I can't even see that because I moved that around. But I've tried and I failed at the whole virtual assistant thing many times. But right now I finally have established a way for me to do only the things that I want to do in my business, like this showing up here today, and all the things that I don't like doing and that I'm not good at doing, delegating to an incredible team. So this right here is actually my PM team. You got to meet 2 of them today, Julio and Miles, who actually put this slide set together for me. Redora, who's in the top, Julio's on the bottom right, Miles on the bottom left of the cat. In the top left is Redora, my operations manager. I took that picture of her back in 2015 from my office in Makati City. And that's RS. She's in charge in the top right. She worked 5 years at T-Mobile as customer service. Now she's my project manager overseeing the social media team. So everything that I don't like to do in my business, these guys do it, and it's amazing. So look, if you're like most business owners that I work with, including myself in the past, my past self, you're probably working anywhere from 50 to 75 hours a week. So much more than the average job, right? So most people get into business to create freedom for themselves and their families, but guess what? They sadly end up working more and spending more time away from their families, because what's that saying? Only an entrepreneur is crazy enough to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week for someone else. That's just how us crazy ass entrepreneurs are. And the sad part is they're doing tasks they never even wanted to do, right? And I'm gonna explain that in just a moment. But first, I want to share with you guys the 3 secrets you're going to learn today. Number 1 is I'm going to show you how to fire yourself and why it's so important. I'm going to show you how Kathy from before, you remember her, she doubled her business after firing herself. Okay. And by the way, this is just within 2 years of working with Kathy, less than 1 year for most of this to happen. Secret 2, I'm going to show you how to focus on growth, increase your brand awareness and authority to drive sales, and how you can leverage a virtual team to do that. Secret number 3 is I'm going to show you how to multiply yourself. That sounds fun. I wish I could, we always talk about cloning ourselves. I'm not going to show you how to do that today. I'm not a biochemist or physicist or anything like that. But what I will tell you how to do is the secret of a virtual sales assistant. A virtual sales assistant is someone who literally helps you build profitable relationship on autopilot. What do you think? Sounds good? Yeah, you're nodding. Okay. And let me show you what I mean. Okay. So I want you to imagine that your business is a bus. Okay. And you're the CEO, right? Are you the CEO, Michelle? Help me out. You are? Okay. So that means you're the driver of that bus, right? Okay. Okay. We're all on the same page here. Okay.
I've
So,
got myself on mute because Pierre is snoring like crazy behind me right now.
us Frenchie lovers
So
right here. When you got a French
that's
bulldog, you know
right.
what the snore's all about. Okay. The Frenchies.
So I'm right here with you, man, and everybody's giving you a ton of hearts. It's just I'm real quiet trying to keep the dog quiet.
We'll keep an eye out for me for any questions that come in, because obviously I'm not looking at it. So
Yep,
um
absolutely.
and you're
James
probably
Gaskins saying hi, and Cody Jefferson says hi so far.
Cody Jefferson, my boy.
Yeah.
Sweet. You're probably also creating all the marketing content for your business, right? And you're probably also the web developer for your business, right? So you're sitting on all these different seats. You're probably an admin in your business. You're probably doing all this administrative tasks. You're probably also doing customer support, right? Now, next thing you know, oh, you're doing sales. Well, sales, they're getting up in the front seat, because let's just be honest, sales drives the business, right? And then at the end of the day, the bus needs to be cleaned. Broken links on your website happen. Customer needs a refund or something. Like you got a chargeback you got to deal with. Like, these are things that you got to fix, and nobody likes it. You're kind of your own, like, I guess you could say, janitor, right? Cleaning up all the crap. My very first job in life was actually a janitor at a gym, and let me tell you, I cleaned a lot of sweaty equipment. Okay. So now, wouldn't it be amazing to have you in the right seat on the bus where you deserve to be, driving that bus, and then having an incredible team of virtual assistants that could do the other 90% of the work that you don't want to do, that literally sucks your life and passion away? Wouldn't that be awesome? So I'm going to show you how to do that today. Now, I have done a lot of things right, and I've also done a lot of things wrong. Believe it or not, this picture of me was on a happy day. Okay, this is a happy day in my previous life. It's probably the most miserable picture that I have of myself, and ironically, I really did think I was having an awesome day. Like, I sent that selfie to my wife to show her how cool I was that day. I'm a recovering project manager. I worked as a Fortune 500.
Hey, Jeff.
In my previous life.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on just a second.
Is it not working?
Yeah, it's coming through.
We lose
I've
internet?
got,
It says that we're still live. Is it not working?
it says we're live, but I've got audio coming through my speakers on both sides, and it's picking it up. So
That's weird.
uh,
It's probably because you're playing the video on Facebook.
there we go. I think that did it. It says we're live, but I've got.
Oh, because I can hear that.
Yep.
Was that it? You were playing your Facebook through there?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get it to go away.
Oh, that new live producer is annoying.
I know.
Yeah, and I haven't found a way to pause that video. So if you click the live stream down there, it's like I can't figure it out. Was that it? You're playing your Facebook? Good luck with that.
Okay, there we go. I had to shut it down. So if there are questions, sorry. It's still live on Facebook.
We're still live. We're doing it live, y'all.
We're doing it live. We're just I'm not going to be able to see
we'll
comments.
have to look at or you know what you could do? You could look up the Q&A on your phone. You could look at the post on your phone.
Oh, good point. Good point. Let's do that.
We're still moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So some of the outsourcing pitfalls that I've had to deal with, I've hired the wrong person way more times than I'd like. You guys have probably been there. I've wasted my time on training the wrong people. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Michelle, but I've hired people and I've poured my heart out and tried to teach them things, and then either they leave or they poach a client of mine or they work for another client of mine. It was rough. I've also spent way too much time in front of my office just trying to figure things out, trying to just figure out simple things like how to delegate, how to put together SOPs, like all sorts of stuff. I definitely didn't understand how I hired different cultures, because a lot of the team that I have, about 80% of my team right now, are actually in the Philippines. So there was a huge learning curve for that. And sometimes people just didn't show up. Sometimes people just straight up didn't show up. I was so stressed out trying to build a business that it was really hard for me to actually delegate and focus on my own self. So I'm going to share with you guys why it was such a nightmare. Imagine every day waking up, having a VA, super excited, passing everything over, getting someone trained up. They're doing all these things. And now guess what human nature does whenever you get things off your plate? We fill the plate. We fill our plate with new things. We're like, wow, now I can do all these other amazing things. And I start filling the plate and I start moving on. I'm doing all these things. And guess what? The first time I ever had a VA leave after I had delegated all that stuff to them, I now had 2 plates. I now had all the stuff that I had obligated and committed to because I had more free time, but now the free time's been stolen away from me, taken away from me, and now I'm doing both. And that's when the burnout comes in. Okay, so you have to be very careful that you're delegating correctly, that you're hiring the right people, and that you're doing the right processes so that if somebody does leave, that you can actually replace them. And that's why I do cross training with my clients, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But then I discovered 3 little secrets about building a team. Okay, here we go. Number 1, the secret is firing yourself. So I'm going to share with you that story about Kathy, and hopefully you'll remember her. I'm going to show you how she was able to remove herself from non-revenue generating activities. Okay, some of these activities, guys, were booking events in her own calendar for podcast guests and things like that. She's not writing down her meeting summaries or her minutes. She doesn't have to do her own QA and reporting for her call center, and she doesn't have to send all these follow-up emails and all these other admin tasks that were really taking her time. And instead, she was able to focus on more growth, which we're going to talk about in secret number 2. Okay. And you have to think really hard to yourself, what are the most revenue generating activities that you do in your business? So is it building relationships? Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it creating content? Is it creating that course you've been putting off? Is it creating that lead magnet you haven't done because you're too busy servicing? You know, most people have a problem, and it's probably one of the most famous things ever, is that most people are busy running in their business. They're working in their business instead of working on their business. So the more as a CEO level, we're able to actually focus on fixing and building and growing and actually working on the business instead of just doing the day-to-day tasks of being your own secretary, the more growth you're going to see, the more everything, the more results you're going to see, the more revenue you're going to see. And I'm going to show you a great example of that. She was actually able to do something amazing that I've never done. She's acquired a company. She literally acquired a company that was the same size as her, another call center that also had a handwritten letter fulfillment side and worked for nonprofits. She doubled her size in a year by firing herself and giving her more time to focus on an acquisition.
That's
to give
freaking
herself
amazing.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's killer.
And the press release for it was awesome because like the other company was like on the demise. So she was able to save all their jobs. And now using what she's learned here, she's able to make that profitable. See that? So she's acquired a new company. She's now been able to hop on more calls, which result in more sales. She's now able to become a guest to interviews on podcasts and have her interview podcast. And by the way, that was probably a bad thing. I should have put on there that she finally was able to start the podcast which is coming up next. She's able to spend more time with her family. How crazy is it that we work so much and we dedicate our lives to our businesses to get freedom, and yet we're stuck having less time with our family? And that's something that I really want you guys to realize and hopefully emphasize importance in your life is like, are you working on you? Because it's very easy. Like I just got all these prescriptions over here because I'm finally taking charge of my own life. Look at all these. I got all these prescriptions right here because I'm like, you know what? COVID-19 has given me a rare opportunity to be stuck at home. So I've been doing meal prep. I've been doing all my supplements. I even have some injectables that go in my ass. I'm on some incredible stuff that's really helping me get my sugar down, get my weight down, just low carb, like really just sticking to a really good plan. And sometimes it takes these really heartfelt moments and crushing defeats to pivot. Okay. So this is the secret number 2. And I think that this is what happens when you're able to free up yourself from everything you're doing in your life that you shouldn't be doing. And that's about increasing your brand awareness. It's so interesting, Michelle, because this morning I just made a Facebook post. This morning, I was reminded that 3 years ago, I spoke at my very first ever event ever, 3 years ago today. I spoke at a mastermind 3 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
Seems like yesterday and forever ago at the same time.
So I'm just thinking about how many hundreds of podcasts that I've been on in the past 3 years, and how most of them have ramped up in probably the past 1 year. Like I've done more stuff in the past year than I have in a long time. I'm teaming up right now with Josh Marsden and Roland Frazier and like big names, Nahal Kahim and all these awesome like e-com experts. Like I'm speaking at events with like Ezra Firestone and Gary Vaynerchuk, and like it's mind-blowing because I was able to delegate things out that I didn't need to do, that I didn't want to do, that didn't light me up and didn't make me passionate every day waking up. And now I'm able to focus on growth. So right here, there's going to be something in Secret 2 that I think you guys are really going to be blown away with. And wait until we get to Secret 3. Okay. Secret 3 is going to blow some heads. So this is her Go Big, Go Broke. Speaking of Roland Frazier, there he is right there. Was a guest on her podcast. I may or may not have arranged that. And we all have our own areas of expertise, right? We all have what we like to call the zone of genius. But not a lot of people are actually spending time on the zone of genius. Instead of pushing the boulder, instead of pushing the things that's really going to help your business move forward, most people are busy kicking the rocks down beneath. You know, they're doing the little data entry tasks, they're doing this, they're doing that. So what if you could actually hire people that complement your skills and not compete with them? Holy smoly, what a concept. Having people that actually complement your skills and help blow you up. And here's the cool part. I actually don't consider myself really good at anything. People say I'm good at copywriting. People say this. The one thing that I'm actually really good at, I'll take that back. I am good at one thing. One thing I'm really good at is building a team around me that make me look good. I'm really good at building, you know?
I thought you were going to say pissing people off on Facebook.
That too. I am good at pissing people off on Facebook. So what I want to do is let's take a peek here. Now she has time. She's finally launched her Go Big and Go Broke, Go Big or Go Broke podcast. She's already had like dozens of episodes. This is episode 40 with Roland Frazier. That was weeks ago. She doesn't have to worry about the technical stuff on her website, like uploading stuff and her audio, video editing, integrations, all that kind of stuff. Now she doesn't have to worry about creating graphics for her episodes or repurposing her podcast into other forms of content. Like the team does that for her automatically. It's amazing. So now she actually has time to work on her business instead of in her business. There we're coming back to the theme of the show, right? This is it. It always comes back to this. It always comes back to this. You know, a lot of times people come to me and they say, Jeff, I can't afford to hire a virtual assistant. I say, you can't afford not to hire a virtual assistant. How can you keep going along in life doing the same things you're doing right now that aren't creating revenue? Back earlier in the back in the show, back before when I started this training with you guys, we started talking about, what did we start talking about? We started talking about the lie of the hustle, that the reason why you're not making success in life is because you're not working hard enough. No, it's because you're working on the wrong things. It's because you're working on the wrong things. So to work on the right things, you have to first figure out how to get rid of the things you're not working on. And that's why I have a little concept called ADD. Automate, delegate, delete. You've got to pick it, right? If it's something that you can have automated for you, use Zapier or email automation platform, boom, 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 bam, okay, that's automation. And if you can't automate something, it requires brain power. You got to figure out how to delete it or to delegate it. How do you delegate it out to somebody? You create procedures. Me and you, Michelle, are all about procedures and documentation and obviously training. And then the third piece is deleting it. There's things in your life right now. Let's be honest with ourselves. If you wrote a list of 10 things that you did today, okay, or maybe 10 things you did this week, with coronavirus, people are doing less things. I bet you 9 out of those 10 things you shouldn't be doing. And there's probably 2 to 3 of those things on the list that no one should be doing. Like they're useless things that you shouldn't do at all. Okay. They're not moving the needle forward. So here's the thing. She no longer has to feel overwhelmed about the dozens of moving parts because she's got VAs and she has specialists to help her do her thing. And by the way, her brand is becoming instantly recognizable. People know her podcast. She's gained access to industry rock stars like Roland. She's been able to develop meaningful relationships, and she's able to turn guests and her audience into clients and referrals. She wouldn't be able to do any of that if she was still busy working in her business, right? Not on her business. So that's secret number 2. Once you've got that figured out, and by the way, this isn't order. You remove yourself, you fire yourself. The second step is to focus on your growth, right? The third is one of my favorites. This is multiplying yourself. This is brand amplification. And when you leverage what I call a virtual sales assistant, you're going to do this at a hyper speed. And I'm going to show you real examples right now of how I leverage a virtual sales assistant to do all this stuff for me. We're on the home stretch, y'all. Pay attention. You want to whip out your notes right now. Trust me. Okay. So right here, you don't have time to develop your existing relationships, let alone make new ones. Right here, this is Kathy on LinkedIn. Okay. Kathy has her, I don't know, hopefully I'm not blocking anything on the Zoom thing, but right now, Kathy is literally not responding to any of these. This is her VA. So these are messages on LinkedIn, and these are posts on her content, and literally she is not doing any of this. We have 5 different pods, engagement pods she's in. Her VAs do all of it. Now, this is definitely not public information. That's because I don't want to get her in trouble. I do the same thing too, so I guess I don't want to get in trouble too, so let's not. But these engagement pods on LinkedIn are super crazy because the LinkedIn algorithm is redonky-doo. Like as soon as people start commenting on your stuff, LinkedIn's like, hey, this is a popular post, let's blow it up. And I'll show you exactly how that works in a little bit. So multiplying yourself is having someone who's actually going out and doing things for you. And I'm going to show you 6 steps, 6 step by step. Ooh, baby. Wow, that just happened. I'm going to show you something. This is Nicole, the secret weapon. This is my assistant's assistant. Miles, who I showed you earlier when I showed you my project management team. This is me and Miles' assistant. We actually share her. Nicole is the one who does my LinkedIn account. Actually, I have 2 people, Clarence and Nicole. They work my LinkedIn account. They build me relationships. They're sending follow-up messages. They're getting people on the calendar, and I'll show you what this looks like. But first, I want you to imagine you have a virtual sales assistant acting on your behalf, growing relationships the right way. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do today, and you don't even need someone to do it. So like if you're in a position right now where you're like, man, things are tough. I just lost clients. I need to get sales. Like you can use this yourself right now, and you could get results right now. Like not tomorrow or the weekend. Like what I'm going to show you right now, you can start getting clients. You can start getting more work and more business right now. I've actually had to pause this campaign as of 3 days ago, April 7th. Oh, it's 2 days ago now, I guess. But because I've had too many inquiries, and I'll show you the evidence. I'll show you screenshots from today. I've had too many people want to get on my calendar. I made a LinkedIn post about how I got my knowledge panel on Google. So I have this knowledge panel. So if you Google my name, Jeff J. Hunter, you'll see this like thing that shows up that says Jeff J. Hunter. And I wanted to show people what it looks like when you are a Google verified person. That's what this little blue shield is. It means I'm Google verified, that Google says that I'm a legit person, that I'm a public figure. And I was telling people, like, because a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about that. I wrote a post about what it takes to do it and what it isn't, what it is and what it isn't. And then I had this guy reach out to me. Hey, Jeff, How about we do a growth expert interview and talk about it? Great excuse to catch up. It's been a while. So here's this guy who wants to pick my brain on his podcast about this whole thing for Google Panels. Wow. My VA lets me know. And I said, yeah, tell him, let's go. Heck yeah. And she responds back, says, heck yeah. He says, check a message to get on the schedule. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? We do the thing. We do the dang thing. We do the podcast episode. He blows it up. He shares it on his thing. Then I'm sharing that link to my pod. So now I'm getting engagement. So then so I make his post blow up, and all these people start messaging me and adding me saying, oh my God, I want to get Google verified. Oh my God, I want to use the LinkedIn strategy that you're using to get more sales. That's the two things we talked about: using a VA to get sales on LinkedIn, and how to get a Google Knowledge Panel. So right here, this guy or girl, I'm going to throw it out there. Who knows? It could be a girl or a guy. It's a CD. Oh, they didn't do that. It's not, well, at least it's not Carol Baskin. It's a D, not a B. Carol Baskin. If you guys haven't seen Tiger King yet, I highly recommend it. Tiger King is hilarious. And I know you got time to watch it sitting at home on your ass at Netflix. All right. You're going to Netflix and chill. So, hey, Jeff, enjoyed your interview on the growth experts. And you can see this is Wednesday like the Wednesday that just passed, right? So today's Thursday. So that was yesterday. So enjoyed your interview on the growth experts. And also I joined your podcast, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, he's talking about VA staff for my business, virtual assistant business. He's an early VA adopter, and he's reached out to us to see about getting on board with our team. So this is converted. He subscribed to the podcast, added me as a connection, and then I sent him a voice message of 48 seconds saying, hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I like to use voice messages, by the way. Use that hack if you'd like. I like to use voice messages. They're like personalized, and you'll see he says, hey, thanks for the note. And I wouldn't have known that you're new at podcasting. Like, he was like, oh yeah. So I just started my podcast in January. So I'm new at podcasting. So he's looking forward to chatting with my team in the days ahead. Michelle, is that money? That's money.
That's killer, man.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is time I didn't have to spend. All I did was record a 48-second message. I just record, and my VA told me, Nicole, she said, hey, I don't know how to answer this question. Right? Boom. And then look at what I did. So I announced on my LinkedIn, you know what? I'm going to show you guys something cool. I'm going to actually show you. I'm going to show you my LinkedIn account. Okay. I'm going to show you something cool. So if we look at my LinkedIn account, it should show, where is it? Oh, it's on my profile. All right. So look at my new job. See my new job? I just put it on there. The host of the Savage Marketer podcast, right? So I updated my LinkedIn profile last week, and I put that I'm now the host of the Savage Marketer podcast. So I created my own company page for the Savage Marketer podcast, and I got all this stuff, about why you'd want to listen to the podcast. And I put a little link so people can go to the podcast website. Pretty cool, right? Now, a little hack that I'm going to share with you guys that not a lot of people know. When you get a new job on LinkedIn, it's the highest prioritized action you can take on LinkedIn. It sends out a message to every one of your contacts. And I have 6,000 because I have my VA adding 50 a day. Yeah, that's the trick. I'm going to show you that in the 6 steps after this. Okay. And by the way, guess what ends up happening? Guess what ends up happening, y'all? Everyone says congratulations.
Everybody says hi and says congratulations.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm so glad that you said that, because as a matter of fact, let me switch my screen again. Let me go back out to present mode, and you're going to laugh when you see this, because guess what everyone says? So you can see right here, I recently launched my podcast, and I left a message for Nicole here on Slack on April 6th. This is on April 6th, guys. This is how recent it was. Today's the 9th. If you're watching this live, it is the 9th. This is 3 days ago. This is a 3 days ago in work using right now campaign that's getting killer ass results. Who's doing that? right? Like, this is what I'm doing right now in my business. People always say, oh my God, Jeff, I don't know why you do that, man. Like, why would people even need you? Look, if you have the time to do it yourself, you don't need me, and you're definitely not the right fit for me. If you care about your business and you want to grow, and you're like, hey, Jeff, hook me up with some VAs to do that kind of stuff, that's the type of client I need, right? That's the type of partner I'm looking for. So so I said, hey, I'd love a personalized title like thank you, first name, let me know what you think, link to podcast, or appreciate that, please check it out, link, or insert a personalized thanks, insert a check it out type message, link. So I'm telling her what kind of thing I'm looking for, and then here's all the posts right here on this activity. Boom, link. And I was going to pull that up on my other screen, but I think it would take too long. But
That's
what I do
awesome,
have,
though. What a great way to like interact, and
watch
you don't have
this.
to do any of it. I love the part at the bottom where it says, "I'll work on this today." Like,
Oh,
okay, yep, consider it done. Check. Like that
yeah.
is the greatest
I hate
feeling
when
when
they
I
call me
wake up.
boss, but I still let them get away with it.
Yeah.
They in the Philippines, they like saying the word boss. Like, they love a good boss. But look at this. This is what happened. Here's all these people. Congrats, 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 congrats. So Karen, it was a blast. Hope you'll subscribe and let me know what you think. SavageMarketer.com. She's sending all of these messages, not me. I didn't do a damn one. And there's 56 comments. 56 comments. She did all of them, not me. Okay. And you can see how she followed my instructions. Thanks, thanks, thank you. It's been so amazing. It's been an epic feat launching it. Hope you'll subscribe. Like, she just switched up a little bit for me, right? That's all. So guess what? Guess what else happened? I started getting messages from hell. Look how many messages. This is just April 8th. And by the way, I had like over 100 and something messages of people saying congratulations, whatever else. And you can see exactly, I said, Marianne Raymond, she says, congrats on the new podcast. And I said, thank you. So this is the message script that she sent to every single one of them. Thank you. It's been an epic feat launching the podcast. I hope you'll subscribe and let me know what you think. Send her the link. Thank you. And then same thing. Absolutely. And guess what? Guess who now has 150 new podcast subscribers? Me. From 56 comments on my post and 100 something messages that I received. I'm just saying. Right?
You're just saying it works.
I'm
You're
just saying.
It's huge growth in a week.
There's a reason they call me the Savage Marketer. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my God. Please move on. Move on. Let's go.
All right, next. So I'm going to show you the 6 steps to actually use a VA to generate new business and sales for you using LinkedIn. I've always been go hard on LinkedIn. You know that. But for me, I don't think enough people understand the power of LinkedIn. For $79 a month, you can buy something called In Sales Navigator, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And by the way, Sales Navigator is like literally cheat codes for leads. Like, you say, what type of person do I want? Well, you know what? Instead of showing you the screenshot, so step 1 is identifying your target audience. So for me, example, marketing agencies, coaches, consultants, CEOs, and founders. For a specific campaign that I'm doing right now, I'll show you my sales nav. Okay. So what's cool is you can go to your saved searches and I can see the California VPs of sales. Now, why would someone like me want to connect with VPs of sales of computer software and information technology and services companies? Do you think that maybe remote services are probably blowing up right now? They're probably not even able to handle the amount of work that they've got. Or maybe they want to sell their service to businesses that are struggling and that need to go remote and they have a solution. Ooh. So right here, I've got the executive VP of sales and marketing at TrueAccord and VP of sales at Topo Research and Advisory and All Sales and Decisive Data and Contrast Security. And I can see all the times that if my team thinks that a lead is good, they're going to view the profile. So I know when my assistant has looked at this profile. And what they do is they're going through here and they're literally adding all of these connections into my connection base. And here's a beautiful thing. Here's the people that have been active and posted in the past 30 days, 2,000. 2,000 VPs of sales in California alone that have posted on LinkedIn in 30 days. That means they're active. That's a filter. That's literally cheating, right? So this is literally the most amazing lead generation tool in the world. I don't care what anyone says, because what I do is I have my team craft up a connection message. So how do I connect to these people? I connect a personalized message that my VA, my virtual sales assistant, basically edits and modifies a little bit, changes the first name, and maybe changes the company name or whatever that's going to be, and then sends the message to them. And then I have my team like a post that they have on their profile. So now they're like, okay, well, this guy actually likes my post, so he's probably not trying to sell me. He thinks I'm interesting. I'm sorry. All right. So that's it. I literally have my team.
You're not sorry. I'm just putting it out there, but
I'm not.
It's brilliant.
Well, I'm sorry that they think that, but I'm not. So I have my team engage on the posts. I have my team send a connection to them. And then look at this. I have my virtual sales assistant send them a follow-up message to ask them some questions about their business and the state of the economy. These are all real examples that have happened this week. Thanks for connecting, Jason. Enjoy. Now you can see my script, right? Thanks for connecting, first name. Enjoy seeing the work you're doing. Hope everything is still progressing during the whole COVID-19 pandemic. Has the crisis impacted your business at all? You know, I wanted to go to law school. And I used to follow like all the law, blogs and stuff like that. And one of the most consistent things you'll ever hear about a lawyer, a trial lawyer, because that's what I wanted to do, be a trial lawyer, is that you never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. I know how the pandemic's affecting their business. That's why I've selected them. That's why I'm messaging them. I know exactly what the pandemic's doing. It's either one of two things. One is they're either crushing it and their technology like Zoom is killing it, and now they need a workforce to help scrape leads and follow up on things and follow up with all the different opportunities there are, or they're struggling. And like one of the softwares is a restaurant POS software, and he says, dude, it's horrible right now. And let me see if that one's in here. We didn't put the responses in there. There's more responses, but look at some of these responses. Hey Jeff, thanks for asking. COVID has actually skyrocketed our sales since part of our platform is telehealth. How is yours? Thanks, Jeff. Hasn't crushed us like a lot of businesses. How about you? Hey Jeff, early days to understand what the business impact is going to look like. Right now we're hanging on, enjoying the ride. What are you seeing from your side? Are these real conversations? These are people that now are interested in what I'm doing and asking me, how about me? Right? They want the conversation to continue, and they have continued. But here's what I do. I have my VSA. I have Nicole. I should call her Nicole from now on. For the rest of this, I'm going to call her Nicole. Anything that she gets in that doesn't know how to answer or thinks it's important gets passed to me. And then I go in and I record that 42-second or 48-second or 20-second voice message, right? Because ain't nobody got time for that, right? When you got people adding 50 people to your connection network every day, dude, opportunities pop in. So right now, if you're lacking opportunities, well, this is the solution, okay? So now, anytime somebody, depends on their response, if they're doing well or whatever, I will have my team have a pre-programmed set of responses to them based on their situation. So I have my VA staffer virtual team. I have videos and different content to send them based on what they're talking about. Like, hey, I loved how you connected with me and started a relationship. And I said, well, I teach that. You should check out my video on how I always get my connections to accept my requests. I send them over to my 9-step LinkedIn profile optimization template. I'll send them over my free my social profile secrets. I'll send them my social copy secrets. I'll send them over a t-shirt, damn it. Literally, I've sent people t-shirts, my branded media t-shirts, Savage Marketer hats, people that tell me they like the podcast, they want to tune in. Like, I'll surprise them. I surprise people all the time. I'll give them swag, dude. Like, You want to know how to get somebody's address? Ask them for their address so you can send them some swag. Okay.
That's so true.
I got a whole wall of hats over here. I got a whole wall of hats from my partners and agents and clients and stuff over there. I got this. You want to talk about having a crazy gift? I'm going to unshare my screen. Good Lord, when I show you this, you're not going to believe it. What's the craziest thing you ever had sent to you? You're muted. You're muted.
I think a pair of socks.
Pair of socks.
Yeah.
I've had a pair of socks. I've had a pair of underwear. I've had a box of underwear.
Box of underwear.
I've had a.
Well, you are the underwear king.
I had a yeah, that's right. The underwear entrepreneur. I'm not wearing underwear right now. Oh, I am wearing underwear.
But I'm not wearing underwear.
Okay. I got the webinar mullets. Business up top, party down below. Okay.
Oh God.
How about this? Have you ever had a 9mm loading block with your name etched in it? And
nope. Can't say I've had
another one, not one, but two for the price of one, with 90-10 life on it, which is my philosophy of life, which is that we're spending 90% of our time doing things that we shouldn't do instead of focusing on the 10% that actually matters. That's my 90-10 rule. If you Google 90-10 rule, you'll find me. So this is it. This is the secret. We're coming up on the end. I've shown you guys a couple things, and I'm going to recap. Okay. I've shown you guys. Let me share my screen again. Can you see me okay? Is that good? All right. So I've shown you guys how, like, an actual use model of how a busy CEO is able to double her business by getting rid of the things that she shouldn't be doing in her business so that she can focus on her business instead of working in her business. And I showed you how she used that attention to focus her brand, focus her growth, build her podcast, start working on actually growing her authority and awareness to drive sales. And I've showed you how to multiply yourself, which is using a virtual sales assistant to build profitable relationships. And remember, secret one, really the important thing is to delegate tasks that are not in your zone of genius. And you must focus on the things that truly matter. Two, focusing on growth, you can do it all, but you don't have to do it all yourself. That should be the takeaway you get from number two. Number three is to multiply yourself. Relationships are the lifeblood of business. Anyone who says that is who doesn't agree doesn't have the quality of relationships to get ahead in life. That's all I can say. Unless you come up with some miraculous invention that you can sell to somebody for $1 billion or whatever, you're going to have a really horrible life. Okay. Now, you could do all this yourself, like I said. Build your own systems. You can have your own SOPs. I call them standard operating procedures. I call them freedom recipes, because they're basically, creating freedom for yourself. And if you put them in a format, like here's a great example for you. I'm a horrible cook. I'm pretty bad. Pretty much if it's not a hot dog, hamburger, or a steak, it's going to turn out bad. So, but my mom has this cookbook. It's a very simple cookbook. It shows me exactly, it's a recipe book, exactly how to make one of my favorite dishes. And you guys might be able to guess what it is. I'll give you some of the ingredients. I'm not having it now because I'm on keto, but you start with flour. You have a bowl, you start with flour, you put some sugar in it, you put a little bit of cinnamon, you put 3-4 eggs in there, whatever the recipe calls for, you put more sugar in it. Right? You put a little bit of mix that thing up, you put it into a pan, you stick it into the oven for 375 degrees for 42 minutes or whatever it is, and it comes out, and guess what? It comes out the same every time. Repeatable excellence. That's the trick of delegating. Is can you delegate something enough to where it's a repeatable result that you can rely on so you can actually move on to doing bigger and better things? And see, you can go through and develop your own headaches. You can try and screen and hire all of your people. It's taken me hundreds of people to get to the 70 people that I've got right now on my team. You can figure out what works and what doesn't work, or you can find out which VAs are lying on the resume. Michelle, talk to me. How many VAs do you know, especially on like Upwork and freelancer.com and stuff, that have like the most incredible resume?
Oh yeah, it's a
And all
big
those.
one. In fact, like in the course we go over like that's a whole section on red flags and people lying.
So you can go through Michelle's course, right? Which I do recommend. It's a great course. Okay. Or you can just use our team. Okay. You can use a team. Me and Shell came up with this plan together. We're working together to help you guys, provide you guys with a shortcut. Michelle actually had me on today because she told me that a lot of you guys go through the program and then you start working and hiring people and all this stuff. And you're just like, man, like, I just want somebody. I just want to use somebody like right away. And I don't want to have to build out all the SOPs and all this kind of stuff. Even though Michelle's giving you all the stuff in the templates, it's still a lot of work. I get it. It's tough to build your own team. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
and we totally wanted to be able to like super help you guys out. So we wanted to create like a hybrid, right? So you can learn it on your own, but then we've also got Jeff and his team, and I'm plugged into that. So, you know, nobody think I'm like somehow getting screwed in this. You know, like I asked Jeff to do this, okay?
as a
And he
matter of
was very
fact,
kind to plug us into this. Sorry, go ahead, man.
no, I was going to say, as a matter of fact, I would highly recommend that you go through her stuff. That way, you're going to be better at delegating to our team. That's the power of delegation, guys. Like I didn't wake up one day and say, wow, hey, I'm really good at delegating. Like I sucked at it. Like it took a lot of work to get to where I'm at right now. It's so funny because people always tell me, oh, Jeff, you're such a natural. I'm like, yeah, 15 years of developing natural. It's like, so we've already done all the legwork for you. So this is VA Staffer, and we actually put something really cool together for you guys, and I hope you'll take advantage of it. We've got 3 options, 3 prices, 3 packages, a straightforward plan to get you started, and we just reduced our pricing for the COVID-19, and we're also offering something special with Michelle that you guys are going to get some bonus hours. So I'm excited to share that with you. And our pricing, we actually just reduced it. We used to have a $1,500 membership fee. So if you were to work, so let me explain how VA Staffer works. A VA Staffer, we have a complete team: graphic designers, web developers, executive assistants that can do all of your admin tasks. We have people that do ClickFunnels and people that can help you set up your email automation. We've got people that can do your landing pages and create graphics for your social media and work on that lead mag that you've been wanting to put off, or work on that book cover that somebody just stole somebody's design on Fiverr. Like we have an actual real design team over here. As a matter of fact, I can show you guys some stuff that we do if you guys have questions in later, but here's all the stuff that we can do for you. And what we've done is we've given you access to the entire team for as low as $298. So there's a startup fee that used to be $1,500 for this right here with Michelle. We're slashing that $1,000. So you can actually get started with us for $497. And we're going to throw in some bonus hours, which is on the next slide. But basically for $298, you can use all of our team for all the different stuff that we do for 20 hours a month. Okay. And it says 1 user included. That's because we're assuming it's a solopreneur. It's probably just you. A startup plan, if you need more help, 50 hours at $698 and 100 hours at $1298. And you can, of course, bring more people into the platform and communicate. Those are overhead costs that we have for the platform. Now, check this out, though. Here's what we're going to do for Michelle. We put together a little referral code for her called bonus hours. So if you fill out the contact form at vastaffer.com and you use bonus hours, that's going to go straight. We're going to know that obviously you come from Michelle. And we're actually going to give you a bonus of 50% of the hours that you can use forever. So if you sign up for the 20 hours, you're going to get 10 additional hours for free. You can use them whenever you want. They don't expire. Same thing with the startup plan, 50%. So you sign up for 50 hours, you're going to get 25 hours added to what you get absolutely free. You can use them whenever. And by the way, same thing with 100 hours. If you get 100 hours, you're going to get 50 hours for free. And what's cool about this, guys, is that you're going to be able to leverage the team to do all sorts of different things that you want in your business, from setting up that podcast you never did, or, finishing that website that you didn't do, or, helping you, create the social media posts and things like that you've been putting off. Or one of the things that me and Michelle are going to be doing together for her is helping her with her videos and turning her podcast into more production style stuff. And I'll show you what I mean by some of that stuff. So if you go to my own LinkedIn account, you'll see on here my own content that I've got. You'll see like all this content, everything that you see here has been created by my team. So even this little teaser right here, this little teaser video for a podcast.
Each campaign, we use the same name. For example, for the React.
Wow, my speaker sounds horrible right there. but anyway, they're doing all this, all this little video editing. So they do all the animations, little videos. My team put together this headline generator right here. It's a PDF. Oh, I should just pop into my Google Drive and show you all the cool stuff my team's been working on. That's a good idea. They made these slides for me. How about that? That's pretty good, right? Here's 6 reasons why you should subscribe to the Savage Marketer podcast, COVID-19 edition. We've got, all these. So they designed this for me today. I haven't even got to look at it yet. So that's one of the things that they've done. We have a checklist for a podcast that airs on Monday with James Burt. It's a, how to start a podcast checklist. So they made these templates, and I just, give them the content, and they go for it. We can do everything from, websites to setting up, funnels and lead magnets and all the stuff that you're doing. And of course we do administrative tasks, all that kind of stuff. So it's all included. All you have to do is go to vastaffer.com to get started, and use that code, guys, bonus hours. So when you go to the VA Staffer website, you'll see the get started button in the top right, and you click on bonus hours. I don't know why I didn't put the link there. I guess that would have been important, huh? vastaffer.com. And of course, you can always reach out to Michelle and myself, this little get started thing. You're going to want to put that coupon code, the promo code, the little referral code right here. So right where it says referral promo code, that's where you would type in bonus hours and verify that you're not a robot, because we do live in the world where there's lots of robots.
And also, I'm gonna hop into, because we had somebody who had a problem. They didn't realize that they needed to confirm their email so that it gets to the team.
Yeah.
So if you fill this out, make sure you confirm your email address, because otherwise it will just get stuck. And
well, that's required now with the new EULA or whatever it is law, that you have to have an opt-in, and it has to have a verification. So we do that. We try to obviously follow all the rules and stuff. But some of the people that we work with, like Crystal Wright, she's like a stylist to the stars. She's really awesome. She says, after moving from Los Angeles to Houston, losing my personal assistant, I found myself back into the habit of trying to do everything myself. Wow. That doesn't sound any familiar at all, Michelle. So I found VA Staffer right when everything was about to fall apart. Use them for everything: press releases, research, Excel. I wouldn't, there you go. So just some of the people that we get to work with. We've built funnels for some of our clients. Can you see me okay? So some of the clients that we work for are, business owners that have, a lot of repetitive tasks. We can take that off your plate. If you're a coach or a consultant or a creator, we can actually help you build your presence and brand depending on what stage of your business you're in. Like I said, there's really those 3 stages, right? There's that you're doing everything in your business stage, and then there's that growth stage, and then there's that multiplying yourself. So you might be a mixture or somewhere in between there. But it's really important, guys, to really understand what is the most valuable use of your time and how can you get there. So if you need advice, there is included with it a free consultation call with my team. So if you fill out the form, you confirm your email, Julio or Miles will respond back to you guys with the ability to pop on a phone call for 30 minutes and find out, what it is in your business and how we could possibly help. One of the bonus features that we don't advertise is that you get a built-in project management. So unlike other VA kind of pairing matching solutions where they just help you get interviews and they, you know, give you a VA and they kick you on your way, we do all the managing, we do all the training, we develop all the SOPs. Our team, our project management team, works with you to develop out a plan, an actual plan of how to delegate this out. We help you develop out your procedures, your SOPs, your freedom recipes is what we call them. And we also do something that's really cool called cross training. If you ever have a VA disappear on you, people have babies, they get sick, things happen, people have lives, you know. A lot of people think of VAs as like these machines, you know, like they don't treat them as people. I think the reason why I've had such a success rate, I'm gonna flip my camera around, show you guys. This is something that my team in the Philippines made me. Look at that. I have this on my wall so I can remember. There's me, the bald white guy. Yeah, there's my team. Actually, Catherine's messaging me right there. The one who's right underneath me with the long hair, long black hair. That's Catherine. She's the very first person that I hired in my office in the Philippines. That was February 4th of 2015. That was crazy. I had that office since December of 2014. Things have obviously blown up since then. It's been really fun, incredible. So my team is always ready and willing to go the extra mile and help you remove things from your plate that you shouldn't be doing. And one of the things I will tell you, because this is what people always tell me all the time, Michelle, and I'm sure you hear this too, is that I don't have time. I don't have time to show someone how to do something that I do. No one's going to do it as good as me, right? You're already doing the work, ladies and gentlemen. You're already doing the work. You can download a free tool called Loom, or you can use TinyTake, another free tool, to record what you're doing. You can use Zoom and do a share screen, and you can record it, okay? And guess what? You can just do what you normally do. This time, you use this thing on your face called a mouth, and you explain what you're doing, and you say, hey, at this time, and here's actually something that I did earlier. I'm gonna share my screen with you. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh so hard when I show you this.
And then when you're done with that, we got some questions that came in.
Oh, we got questions? Cool.
Yep.
So this right here, yeah, this right here, I told my team, my graphic design team, I said, hey, here's a project I'm working on with a client right now. And I literally opened up Microsoft Paint. And if you guys don't know what Paint is, you might be, maybe you have a Mac. This is Paint. So imagine me using this and designing a website like this, drawing a box here and drawing some lines here, and then drawing another box here, and then, you know, or oops, doing another one of these boxes here, you know, maybe some, maybe putting a button over here. And I'm just explaining to my team what I want. I want this to be a button. I want a big bold headline here. I want a picture here. I want a picture here. You know, for this is going to be a video. We'll put a video there, little arrow. So this right here looks like crap. And I basically did that. This is what I did. I actually used Microsoft Paint to create this. I said, this is how I want it to look. This is for a client, a partner of mine, Bullseye, who is it's a top real estate agency that does marketing and branding for real estate agents. And he wanted me to help him redo his branding and packaging. And we said, okay, great. So I sent this over to my team. Let me see when this was created. That was created on April 6th. That was April 6th. That was only 3 days ago. 3 days ago. And my team came back, ladies and gentlemen, with this. Well, well, well. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. And here's the funny part. For those of you who are like, that's totally not what you did. It is. Look, it's the exact thing that I did. There it is. This was my version. This is my version. Now, let me ask you, how valuable is that? How much do you think that I charged my client for creating this thing? How much do you think that I pay my graphic designers to do this thing? I'm not going to give any numbers. But what I will tell you is that it's very profitable to have an agency.
Right.
We'll put it to you this way, thousands of dollars.
Yep.
All right, questions it is.
Questions it is. Okay, so these came in before you went over VA staffer. So Austin has a couple questions. He wants to know, how do you know what VAs to hire?
So that's a really important question. So the very first thing that I always do is I separate my life into 4 quadrants. First is, what are the repetitive tasks that I can get rid of first that are super easy to delegate? Those are the easiest things to get off your plate. Now, although sometimes you might have a project that you're sitting on that you know you're losing money on because you haven't finished it. The webinar, the funnel, the product, the whatever, right? Or the podcast or the book or all these different things you haven't even done yet that you know you're losing out on opportunity for. So really, I look at it from an opportunity cost. What are things right now that I don't have done that's costing me time and money? And I prioritize money, time, because usually time is money, right? So money and time is very, very similar. You know, the more time I have, usually the less money I have. And when I'm busy and I have no time, I'm usually making more money, right? And I think that's how most people are. So I would say that prioritize that. So the first bucket is repetitive tasks. The second is puzzling tasks. What are the things that you should be working on, but they're just too hard for you? They're wasting your time, like ClickFunnels. I suck at ClickFunnels and design. You guys saw from my Microsoft Paint, I suck at design. So those are things and by the way, I hate the word outsource. And we talked about this on your podcast show. I don't like the word outsource. There's upsource and downsource. Upsource is for things that you can't figure out, that people are way better and skilled than you are. Downsourcing is things that are very simple tasks that you shouldn't be doing. I upsource and I downsource. Okay. The third thing is, what are the neglected things that you should be doing in your life that you're not? It could be your family. You know, it could be, you know, your social media. You know, what things can a VA do for you? Is it your social media presence? The reason you're not getting leads is because you're too busy in your business. You can't make a Facebook post. You can't show up. You can't do a podcast episode. You're too busy. Most people, when they say they're busy, they're full of shit. It's actually a priority problem. So sorry for the cussing, but that's just how it is. Most people have a priority problem. Something else has more priority than them being successful in life. Okay. So the last column, the fourth, is the value column. What is the most valuable thing in your life? What is the most valuable thing that you could be doing right now? Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it spending more time with your family? Is it taking a vacation? Maybe you need a damn break. Okay. So the people that I work with, and I want to be very clear on this because there's probably people from all walks of life watching this video right now. So I want to point something out to you. Michelle has an incredible program that can teach you awesome outsourcing, who that can teach you how to delegate and do this stuff yourself. Okay. This is an incredible program. And for me, the reason why we're paired up is because we're not only not in conflict, but we're partners. Because for all the people that don't want to build a business around VAs and bring them in board, and they'd rather just, you know, have a team ready to rock and roll, she brings me in, right? And I only work with 2 types of people. One, I'm going to talk about 2 types of people, and I'll tell you which one I work with. I work with people that are successful, they're busy, they understand the value of their time, they're ready to get things off their plate, they're ready to finish those projects, they're friggin' rock stars. The people I don't want to work with are people that are like, you know what? I just want, like, if you have the 4-hour work week dream, I don't want to work with you. If you have I want to sit on a hammock and or my couch and watch Netflix while my team's working for me and I don't want to deal with them, you're not the type of person that I want to work with. Okay. I want to work with go-getters. I want to work with awesome, amazing. I want to partner with people that are ready to build and grow and scale their business, and they need a trusted partner to help them grow and scale and build. And if you're not at that stage yet where you don't, you know, you're not, maybe you're, you know, and I do try to help everyone. That's why I have free resources, and also, you know, the course and program she's put out there. Maybe you're not at a place where you know, have the amount of work to outsource to a team. But, you know, I'm looking for people for me to partner with that are on, you know, they're ready to get rid of their tasks, They're ready to move into the growth phase. They're ready to use a virtual assistant to help drive sales and bring in more business. People that are ready to handle growth, right?
Yep. So next question. You ready for the next one?
Right.
What is the best place to hire a VA?
So that's tough. And that's a trick question. And I think I've told you this answer before. So they're about to get probably a mind blow moment right now. I don't look for people that are looking for jobs. I don't hire people that are looking for jobs. I only hire people that are doing a job similar to what I want already, and I recruit or poach. But I recruit.
Or
Okay?
poach.
So I have to admit, I'm a nepotist. Most of the people in my company are either family members, they're former members at the same company, they're church mates. So Miles, who is my own executive assistant, and she's the project manager who oversees all the executive assistant team. I hired her boyfriend, and he's actually coming up to speed to be one of my best lead generation specialists on my team. So he manages LinkedIn all day, multiple accounts a day. He's a savage. So I guess if I had to pick a platform to like find talent, and you don't have the resources like me to go and recruit from people, I think that you could probably look at, Upwork isn't bad. I do like how Upwork has everything internally. I will tell you though, I do not trust reviews, and I do not trust what people say on their profile. So you have to have a good test. So what you do is, whatever you're hiring for, you should have a test to make sure that that person can actually do the things that they say that they can do. And that will set you free. That will help you.
So Austin also asks, what is a reasonable price to pay for someone?
So it depends. I mean, if you're looking at like the Upwork area or, online, I'll tell you, onlinejobs.ph, I have hired some people on there. My burn rate on those have been pretty high. They haven't lasted long. Here's my advice. I don't hire freelancers. If somebody's looking for a part-time job, what that means is that they're just looking for more money and they don't want to work. They're looking for a low priority job. They're looking for a low priority, high money job. So I hire a dedicated team. And that's one of the reasons why I made my pricing like that on VA Staffer, is because no VA that wants to work and be valuable wants to work part-time. They want to work full-time. But when a client or a partner can't afford to or doesn't have the business to really have someone on 8 hours a day, I wanted to give them a solution, because it can get pricey if you need a web developer and a graphic designer and a social media poster and an executive assistant. Like, now you have all these different roles. Matter of fact, that's how I grew my company to 70 people. I'm like, I need someone for that. Now I just hired a podcast manager, right? I just hired one. Her name's Ladis. She's from Colombia. So I have a wide variety of range on my team, anywhere from, $600, $700 a month for a Filipino VA up to thousands of dollars a month. So, and yes, some of those are in the Philippines that are making thousands of dollars a month. So it really depends. For me, I don't hire for, like, the price isn't the issue, it's the value. Can that person, and this is because we're all capitalists here, if you are trying to take money from somebody, you are a capitalist, whether you want to agree to it or not. When you hire somebody for, let's say, for rounded numbers, $1,000, and say you hire a graphic designer for $1,000 a month, and that graphic designer is able to do work like that in 3 days, like I showed you, work like that in 3 days. And by the way, he gave it to me yesterday. So he did it in 1 day, right? I gave it to him, 2 days. I did give it to him on the 6th. I got it back and I got it 2 days later. So within 48 hours, I got a design that fast, right? And I'm able to sell that design for $2,000, $2,900 to be exact on this one. $2,900. Let me ask you, how much is he worth? At this point in time, you're saying, how many can I buy? How many can I hire? Right? If
Exactly.
you've got someone who's $1,000 a month and makes you $10,000 a month, How many would you hire? So I think that I wanted to flip the script on that, because that when I hear people say how much, it's always the wrong question. The right answer is how much value can they create for you?
Yeah, and that's a great way to put it. Another question that came in is, for standard operating procedures, what do yours look like and how do you create them?
So we like to use Google Docs. Google Docs is really good because they're easy to share. They're easy to pull permissions as well. It integrates nicely with different things. We have tried a couple different other ones. I do like what's the one with a street? Why is it? I'm going blank.
Process Street?
Process Street. Thank you. I do like Process Street. I think that sometimes it's overwhelming for my team to figure out. So I like to keep things simple. Step one,
Yep.
step two, step three. I love using screenshots. I love using video.
Yep.
So in our Google Docs, we'll have screenshots, we'll have videos. Here's a great, here, I'll show you something. I'm going to show you guys the inner works of how my business works. Oh, I guess we're a little over. Is it okay if I maybe take 5 or 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I'm okay. And people can hop off if they need to.
Okay. So let me go. So one of the secrets that I've got right here is Discord. I actually use Discord right now to communicate with people. So all of my team is actually set up on Discord. Isn't that cool? So I can see right now.
Which was your VA's recommendation. Like they came to you and they're like, hey, this is awesome. We need to use this instead.
I was using Slack.
Amazing. I love that story.
Oh, here's the story that Michelle knows, and you guys are now going to know. But I was using Slack, but the problem with Slack is it's like $5 a user, and I have like 70 people on my team. So like that's pretty expensive every month. And then Julio says, bro, we should just use Discord. I'm like, isn't that for gaming? He goes, yeah, it's for gaming, but it works. I'm like, okay. And I just didn't think of it. And he's like, how about I set it up? Okay. So him and other team members set up a Discord channel, set all the permissions right, and then invited me to it, and then instructed the team how to use it, all 70 people. And that's when you get to the next level. When you have a project management team who's proactive, that can help move things forward in your business. Like, I'm so blessed to have this team. So right here, I can see like this is a conversation between me and my executive assistants right here. So I can see like right here, these guys are, even during this even during this show with you, this interview, I was chatting back and forth. When you guys saw me zone out, it's probably because Catherine, who's my lead gen, the one I was telling you, who's been working with me since like, the very first person I hired. This is Catherine. It's just been an incredible tool. But if I look back at my minutes, this is what I wanted to show you. If I look back at my meeting minutes, I can see like, here's a call that I did with Chris Ha about that thing that you just saw right before you guys got on. And even our notes, every single note that I have inside the meeting, I'm going to get rid of this because I don't even want anyone to get confused. But so like, this was the meeting minutes that we just took. Matter of fact, you were in the meeting, Michelle. You came in. We were on a call together, and then Chris came into the call, and he was like, "What you guys working on?" Then he wanted to see what we were working on, right? Those are the types of people I love to work with. So I can see here, like, here's different things that we've done, and so we're going through step by step each little thing that we're doing here, and we're taking notes on all the things that he wants to change on the site and whatever else. And I don't do that; my team does that. So it's a really incredible thing once you get your team put together and you have a process that's followed every time, because then you get that repeatable excellence. I wouldn't be able to grow and scale my team the way it is right now if I wasn't able to have repeatable excellence that's reliable, so I could move on to the next thing.
And I think that's why, you and I have talked about this so much, about why everybody needs like a hybrid, right? They need to understand how to work with a VA. And that's why I built the course, to teach them how to create the SOPs so that they can scale and grow. And then you have, the team where we can leverage them to the max, and get them to the place where they are able to really, really scale and build.
Yeah.
So, but it's the understanding of both, which is
Yep.
amazing.
And that's also another reason why, I changed my pricing just for you guys. Michelle was talking to me about, hey, well, what are you doing with the coronavirus and all that stuff? And I slashed the membership cost from $1,500 down to $497. And I didn't even have a $298 plan. I didn't have anything that low. It was $700 or $1,300. So I said, hey, Michelle, I think, what do you think? And she was like, oh my gosh, my people would love this. Please, let's go. So that's why I'm here. So, well, again, are there any other questions?
No, we hit them all. That's
Sweet.
it.
Well, I'm so excited to be here. And, I think considering you asked me on a very short notice and I was able to put my team, I'll give them full credit. They put that slide set together for me. I didn't do a whole lot, but I'm honored to work with you and partner with you. And guys, the one thing I will tell you about Michelle and the reason why I love, this is my second time doing something with you. And I don't even like doing these things. What's crazy is we just talked about that earlier, how I actually don't like doing these things. The reason why I do it is because I know she cares so much about everyone that she works with. And it's very hard to not feel the compassion that she has. And of course, because she owns a Frenchie like me, you get a little bit of,
That was my in
yeah, that
like
was your in. She used to send me, she's like, I have a Frenchie. She sends me a picture. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, can we hop on a call?
right.
I'm pretty sure that was how it worked too, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
I will use that credit card all day long.
That's the way it works. Awesome.
So no, thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you're listening, Jeff is super amazing, and he's really good at, if you ask a question, he's going to get back to you. Please don't bombard him with 6,000 questions, right?
Yeah.
But you can, hook up with him on Facebook at Jeff J. Hunter. We're going to put this recording lots of places, so you'll find it in the Awesome Outsourcing group. I'm going to put the link down there. So you guys,
if you guys like to tune into some more Savage Marketing stuff, so the strategy I showed you on LinkedIn is actually something that I talk about on my podcast, savagemarketer.com. Always love to. I have a Facebook group, Savage Marketers. Always fun to do crazy things. I know Michelle's always she's always stalking me, and just like I'm stalking your stuff. It's so good when you work with people in the same industry, because it's like, oh man, like they get it, like it
so
can get
true.
super lonely as an entrepreneur. So
Jen Leonard's on right now, right? So she's watching this, and Jen's amazing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I love Jen's stuff too. So it's so cool how we all kind of just collaborate and work together. And I actually convinced Jen to be on my podcast too. So I'm very excited. Yeah, boom. But yes, it's like super awesome when you can develop these relationships and we all just help each other grow. So thanks for that, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do have one last question that came in. Everybody, I'm sorry, Austin again wants to know, what does the course cover?
Who is Austin?
Austin's a cool kid. He is like programming all kinds of e-com. So he would be like, yeah,
What's his last name?
Shalafor.
All right.
Austin Jeffrey Shalafor.
Sweet.
So check him out, Jeff, because I'm pretty sure he's had a bunch of questions for me.
Well, I'll let the question for you go, the course.
Yeah, so the course is basically the ABCs of outsourcing. So it's, what to look for in an employee, how to make sure the employer is a good fit for your company culturally, where to go, what questions to ask when you're interviewing, what are the red flags to look for, what's a good interview, what's a bad interview, how do you track them, and not in a bad way, but like, it's a virtual office, so you have to have some type of system set up. So how do you set up your virtual office? What are some problems that you're going to run into? How do we preemptively get ahead of them? How to build a relationship with your employees and be a good leader and a good boss, and not just a crappy person who expects them to just read your mind and you don't even realize you're doing that. And then also we go over ways to protect yourself. And so it's kind of A to
That's
Z.
super important to protect yourself.
Yep. So that's kind of the course underline. Okay. I think we have sufficiently covered everything. Anything else,
That
Jeff?
was a lot. I
It
mean,
was
we
a
went
lot.
for 30 minutes, so I think we gave him a fair shake.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, hit us up if you have any other questions, and we will talk to you guys later. Take care.
That was fun. Thank you.